Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. I really wanted to make a manifestation video because I feel like a new woman and I must share. I shared this with my cousin and changed her life, so I'm like, I need to share with everybody. So today's video is going to be the one affirmation that completely changed my life. So little background on me, used to suffer from anxiety and depression, especially when it got colder, winter blues. I can honestly say that I used to suffer from it. I've always had really low self-esteem. Not really low, but definitely not believing that things could get better. I also used to think that I needed to change something about myself in order to get what I desire. So let's say it's me trying to manifest a relationship. I felt like once I lose 20 pounds, then I'll be able to attract this person. Or once I'm cleaner, okay, let me correction. I am messy, not dirty. Things just, end up everywhere. I'm not like organized. I can be, but not all the time. And I would always tell myself, oh yeah, like once I'm clean, like a daily cleaner or whatever, then I'll be able to manifest a relationship. Things like that, where I put conditions because of myself. And I didn't realize I was doing that. So I would watch all these manifestation videos and try to manifest things. And I'm like, I have been doing this for forever. What the fuck is going on? When can I actually get my desire? This last month has been, since October, has been very sad when it comes to the world. And I think it triggered another spiritual awakening in me. And that's when okay, I've collected myself. Since I found out about Palestine, because I was very much ignorant, I educated myself on what was going on, and I think it triggered another spiritual awakening in me because I realized that my self-concept sucked. And hear me out guys, hear me out. Okay, one of my manifestations that I always say is that things come easily to me, or I don't have to work for things. Like, I don't want to work for money. I just want money to be able to flow to me. So me having those desires, right? There's something that I actually had to change within myself. We all know that, well, if you don't know, the law of assumption really talks about there's nothing to change but self. And I heard it, I understood it, but I thought that I could skip past the self-concept stuff. And also, I would work on my self-concept and think that it's worked, and then it wouldn't. Like, I would think, oh my gosh, I'm so much more confident, my whole life's changed, blah, blah, blah. But in reality, I was still having those negative thoughts. I don't know, it kind of felt like putting a Band-Aid over the problem when you really need to get stitches type of thing. As I was going through this little awakening process, and mind you, this has been the past like 5 days. It's not even been long. When it was finally triggered, because there was a point when I was like, I feel helpless. I feel like I can't make a difference in the world. I feel like there's nothing I can do to help. I felt very out of control of anything, and I started to get depressed again. Now, when I get depressed, I get very useless. I'm so useless. I stay in bed all day. I don't do anything. When I did have a job, like a 9-to-5 regular job, I would go to work, come back, right back to bed. My depression is so bad. This time though, I got this affirmation that just popped in my head because I was kind of at the point where I was like, I give up. I don't care anymore. Like, fuck this shit. I'm not gonna lie. I was having thoughts. I'm trying to be really open with you guys to know how dark it got. I had thoughts that, people have when they're depressed. And this affirmation just popped in my head and I started repeating it. Hold on. Not me crying so much in this video, and we're only 3 minutes in. I'm really grateful. Like, these are grateful tears that I'm not there anymore. And again, this was literally last week. Not last week, but all last month. October was really dark for me. So this affirmation popped in my head and it was, I am who I am, and that is more than enough. And I kept something told me to keep repeating it over and over and over and over and over again. And for some reason this time it clicked. It's so ingrained now that every day I wake up just saying it in my head without thought. Like the thought just comes up that I am who I am and that's more than enough. I am who I am and that's more than enough. And I'm gonna tell you why it changed my life, because every time I would think of any of my desires, I would always think, but I'm this, or I don't do this, or I'm not successful yet. Like there's so many things that I used to put on myself where me saying I am who I am and that's more than enough completely, like, I can't tell you guys what this affirmation literally did for me. Well, I just did it. You guys can understand. I told this one to my cousin who also suffers from depression and anxiety, and made me realize that I had to tell you guys, because I really hope that it can help someone out there that's feeling so low. Like, what's the point in life? This was not supposed to be a sad video. I really feel for you if you are going through that. I was there, especially last month. And the funny thing is that, well, it's not funny, but I haven't had unaliving thoughts since I was super young. Like, I want to say I was like 18, maybe, no, 21. I haven't had a thought since, not once. But for some reason, last month was just hammering it in. And I just kept saying, I am who I am and that's more than enough. And it made me realize that me right now, with all my flaws and, well, things that I consider flaws, some people might think, oh my gosh, that's so cute that you think that this is messy. Or thoughts that, like, because I don't want to have to work for money ever in my life. I really want to be living free and abundant without stress. Like that's my ultimate manifestation that I've been trying to get ever since I learned about manifesting. I just wanted to feel free. This is like not what this video was supposed to be. I told myself that I'm gonna know what I need to say once the camera turns on. Like, I don't have notes or anything. I am who I am and that's more than enough. I swear to God, guys. Even if you're in a good place right now, we put so many like requirements on ourselves. Like, you can't have a successful relationship. You can't have a partner that is making millions because you're not so-and-so. You don't look like a housewife, so they're not going to be attracted to you. Why do we think like that? This affirmation literally took me out of the darkest place, and let me tell you guys, it took one day. My complete brain, it took one day. Take one day, guys. Take one day. Repeat this affirmation throughout the whole day, no matter what happens. Because there was times I would feel down again. And this is when I knew that my mind had actually changed, because the next day, so the first day, I was feeling really low, just started saying the affirmation, said it the whole day, throughout the whole day, was feeling amazing the whole day. The next day, I don't remember what triggered me. Something triggered me to where I was like starting to feel down again. I started sobbing actually, and I kept saying, I am who I am and that's more than enough. The sobbing only lasted, I want to say, a minute. It completely took me out of that like mindset. It completely took me out of the mindset of I'm depressed to I am who I am and that's more than enough. As I was saying those affirmations, other affirmations would come in, like I'm amazing, I'm magnetic, I'm loved, I'm beautiful, I'm deserving. I'm like, all of those things started playing out as well. As I was saying I am who I am and that's more than enough, like the thoughts just started coming, like random affirmations that were just so positive. I never realized how dark my mind was and how sad I was until that day. And ever since then, guys, I can't tell you. You know what's hilarious? I've been singing the song Testimony by P Square constantly. I'ma give you my testimony, and look at me here testifying. What was I saying? Every morning, I used to, I don't know, like I am seeing it now. Now that I'm out of it, I'm seeing where I was at, and I'm seeing how much I like woke up with negative thoughts running through my head constantly. I would always get irritated easily because my mind has been running with such negative thoughts for so long that I'm like, I'm irritated now. I don't want to do anything. I just want to be in bed. Like, I didn't realize how much that affected me. After I started saying I am who I am and that's more than enough, I would wake up and be dancing. I'd be listening to music, jamming, singing. I feel like I'm like a Disney princess now, where they're just like happy with anything. I was sobbing because I was so happy when I saw the Northern Lights on TikTok. There was just like a clip of someone recording the Northern Lights, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so beautiful. And I was sobbing because it's like, oh my gosh, life is beautiful. Like, it's made me a lot more emotional about things, like just a lot of happy tears. I've experienced more happy tears in the past week than I've ever experienced in my life. And I'm happy crying for everything. TikTok, TikTok, I have a bone to pick because the tears that have been falling, it's either I'm sad about Palestine or I'm crying because a dog like saved a child or something. Like, it's so dramatic, but it's so beautiful in the best way. I'm so happy that I'm crying tears of joy. Like, I don't usually experience that. That is the affirmation that completely changed my life. I promise you guys, just take one day, drop everything, don't do any other affirmations at all, guys. One day, just one day, don't do any other affirmations, and just say, I am who I am, and that's more than enough. And repeat that over and over and over again. Because if you do it this way, things will come to you a lot easier. If you want to work for your manifestations, go ahead. I didn't realize how bad self-concept was like necessary until I did this, to where I'm like, but I am who I am, and that's more than enough. So of course I'm worthy of everything, you know? Like, nothing's too big because I am who I am, and that's more than enough. Like, I'm more than enough for everything. Do you get what I'm saying? It's a good way to release resistance. Also, if you're feeling really depressed, this also might take you out of it as well. I needed to share because it's been a roller coaster the past few months, and I can't be more grateful because my mind has completely changed. This affirmation keeps popping up. I took one day, guys, one day of just repeating it, and now every day it pops up, and it's like, now this is a belief. This is a belief. I am who I am, and that's more than enough. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. I hope this helped someone out there who's going through the same things that I was going through, because it's very lonely when you're feeling like that. So I'm here for you. I understand. And yeah, I'm gonna go now before I start crying again. Okay, bye.